Hello and welcome back to Relics of Hyrule video guide. This is a Relics of Hyrule video guide video all about the Link Between Worlds. So, we're going to activate a torch here, just for the sake of sanity. What is the Link Between Worlds? Well, once you have completed at least Kina Langdonzel, because that's where the Ocarina of Time is, once you have the Song of Time, and once you've gone to Foralhost to get the Song of Time, then you can play the Song of Time at one of these ancient gates. You know, they're just closed and they don't do anything. There's one here, there's one in Morwitterzal, there's one in Itnamzand. And you can play the Song of Time, that's why the Block of Time is there, and you can open the ancient gate. And in all three dungeons, there is a door. In Itnamzand, it's a lift, but there is an entrance to an area called the Link Between Worlds. It requires the key that you got from this dungeon, whichever dungeon you're using, to access it. Oh, I don't have that key. I have to get it from the Silver Centurion. One moment. Okay, once you have the Kina Langdonzel Shrine Key, which you get from the Silver Centurion, then you can open this one. In Itnamzand, it's the Sanctum Key, which you get from the boss, and in Morwitterzal, it's the Sanctuary Key, which you get from the boss. So once you have the boss key that you get from the boss, then you can open this up. In Kina Langdonzel, and to a lesser extent, Morwitterzal and Itnamzand, you'll see these crystals all around in various places. And those are anchors for the Link Between Worlds. That's the basic idea there. So the Link Between Worlds, it looks an awful lot like the interior of Azura Star. And there is a reason for that. It's meant to reference something in Zelda, which you may or may not recognize. Apologies for the weird texture glitches. I don't really know what's causing them, but there shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, so you can see the Azura Star sort of design, and at some point I might adjust these crystals to be distinct from Azura Star, but that's neither here nor there. What you also will see is all this apocryphal architecture. So the implication is that Hermaeus Mora has invaded this space, but he didn't get very far. Once you come through, you'll find this gate. You'll find a bunch of other gates. However, this is the first gate you can access. You can see this one, the bridge is curled up. That one, the bridge is curled up. So you have to get up here first, and you need the shrine key to open this. Boop. And then you activate that crystal, and that opens one of the bridges. So then you can access that bridge, which gives you access to this gate, which opens with the Morwitterzal key. This will open up that one, which requires the Itnamzand key, and that will open up this gate over here, which leads to the Shattered Lands. So, it's a interesting little progression, and I'm very happy with myself that I managed to figure it out, because I was like, you need all three keys, but how do I do that? And I realized, oh, if I just lock this one, but the bridge doesn't come down unless you unlock this one, then it'll work. So I'm really happy with myself on that. A couple more things you can find in the Link Between Worlds. One is really good. You can see it way over there in the distance. Kind of hard to see, but you can see it. And I'll pop on down here. Here's another thing. This will come back. Oh, this will come back in the future. That's the only way you can get hurt down here, unless you drown yourself. So if this goes up, I have plans for the Link Between Worlds. There's stuff I'm gonna do with it. Zelda's bow, which will probably get redesigned at some point. We're in the process of redesigning a lot of weapons in Relics of Hyrule. We're going to drop this Armos bow and just never see it again. So there's lots of... basically just a lot of crystals in this area. There's nothing really to see. Oh, this is an interesting... Ooh, I should hide something here. This is a nice place to hide something. Look at that. It's a natural little cave thing. Okay. I do have plans to expand the Link Between Worlds in the future. Ooh. Okay, so that was under the Shattered Lands. You need the Song of Time to open that up. I imagine some speedrunner could figure out how to access the Shattered Lands early. But, anyway. If you do find out, let me know so I can guard against that exploit. Long story short, not much here except Zelda's bow, which I'll show you Zelda's bow. Zelda's bow. Zelda's bow, it ravages Magicka and deals lingering sun damage. You can also upgrade it, and it'll do more damage. It essentially becomes a ranged Master Sword if you upgrade it. And at first glance, that's it. But there is something else to see, and that's right here. There's this big gate, big apocryphal gate, and to the left is this sort of narrow gateway, and that leads to the Freezing Caves. So that's where you want to go, is the Freezing Caves. I've tried to make it kind of obvious, more or less. There's this big giant chunk right there, and it's kind of built up in that area. Basically, just keep exploring, and you'll find this. So now let's talk about the Freezing Caves. Let's go in. Okay, so you're inside the Freezing Caves. There's a few different places to go. So let's go right first, and then we'll just kind of work our way around it. This might want a torch for this area. There's some Hylian armor under this bridge right here. And then this area is the basement of the deserted inn. And there are usable bedrolls if you need to sleep. There's also a wallet underneath the bed. So you'll get rupees and kinstones, potentially. There's another wallet. There's a few wallets scattered around. Standard end table kind of thing with rupee. More bedrolls. So it's clear that they took up residence in this area and left their money behind. And here's some more rupees, another wallet. And in here is a bunch of torches, which you will need, because this area is pretty dark. So let's check out the deserted inn. Now, the Freezing Caves, there's no enemies. There's one area that has enemies, but everywhere else it's just silent and abandoned. So some more rupees. There's a Rupor, everyone's favorite. There's a wallet, guaranteed Armos dagger. Some weird errors with the textures here. There's a couple's mask. There's a dusk relic. There's a wallet. More rupees. Stealing all these people's money. What was I looking at? Oh, the couple's mask. The couple's mask that you get here is enchanted. Not all of them are enchanted. And we've got a cast iron pot. We've got wallet. We've got a chest. Inside this chest you find some random stuff. Got a forgotten sword. You got a Hylian shield. Rupees. Deku nuts. Bombs. Everyone's favorite. And other than that, there's not much to see because this area was caved in. with snow. I do believe there's a journal in here, though, so I don't want to leave without showing you that. Don't quite know what's going wrong with that lighting. I must have installed something wrong. I swear there was an innkeeper's journal. Oh, there it is. Yeah, innkeeper's journal. So, there's the counter. If you're facing the giant cave-in, you look right. And there you go. The idea with these buckets is that they were, like, really sick. And so they were using the buckets to, like, throw up in or whatever. Okay, innkeeper's journal. Snow is getting colder. Nobody visits the inn anymore. Graveyard is filling up. And that's pretty much it. Dompe was nice. Nicer than he used to be. And that's the inn. So let's visit another area. Okay. If we turn left from here, then we see Beneath the Well, which is right here, with crazy lighting, because something is going wrong with the textures. But we open Beneath the Well. This is the only area with enemies in, what do you call it? The Link Between Worlds, the Shattered Land. No, and the Shattered Lands, Freezing Caves. The only place in the freezing caves that you can find enemies. And those enemies include such beautiful things as the Cold Stall. Whoop. There we go. Cold Stall, we got Frost Salts, we got Stalfo's Bone Meal. Let's get him out of the way. Whoop. And there's an ice keys. They explode when you kill them as soon as they die. So be careful. I am fixing an issue that they have where they deal fire damage when they explode, which is not what they're supposed to do. We got further down here, we got another ice keys. And we got another ice keys. Get back here, you. And we got a gold Skulltula. And gotta take that sweet, sweet gold Skulltula token. And right here is an urn. Inside that urn are Sheikah boots and Sheikah garb. Whoop, now I'm carrying too much to be able to run. Let's put that helmet in there. I don't know. And there's a Hylia Knight Shield, guaranteed Hylia Knight Shield, and then there's all these bones. These are actually meant to be a reference to Dead Hand. Because if you kind of look at them, there's a lot of arm bones, big hands, and like a spine. There's only one skull, and there's like 2 rib cages. So at first glance, it just looks like a pile of bones, but if you look really closely, it kind of looks like more than that. There's a Gossip Stone, which Statue's one-eyed gaze pierces into your mind. This opens that gate so you can access the entrance, but there's more to this area. You don't want to leave just yet, because there's this zone, and in this zone, we have Gold Skulltula. We also have a rare chew. And we have the Hero's Chest. This is a guaranteed Ashland's Heroes clothes and a guaranteed Kokiri Circlet. Intentionally unenchanted. And I'm carrying too much to be able to run. Okay. And you can hear there's something in there. Oh, this is new. Okay, so this is a nameless. Oh, and he just stepped out. Okay. This is nameless. Basically a bubble. And there's a Paratamu. Alright, I don't want to deal with this thing. Because these also explode when you kill them. So specifically that is a nameless blue. They are based on the bubbles. But I didn't want to call them bubbles, because I think that's a silly name. So I just called them nameless. And Skulltula. Okay, and that's that for this area. There's also a purple chew. And then finally, the place that we came here, the thing we came here for, the Mask of Truth. This is so important. And it kind of represents the end of a progression here. Because the first hint note, it led you one place, and that place led you to another place, and then ultimately you got to the Mask of Truth. So now you have a hint system. And you can see now the sarcophagus is open. That Paratamu was not supposed to step out until we got the Mask of Truth. But once you're wearing the Mask of Truth, let's head back to the Gossip Stone. This is a whole new hint system. A trapdoor on a ridge in Rorikstead leads to a small cave holding a magic bow. Stories say that the Draugr of Shroudhearth Barrow passed down a sapphire as a symbol of wisdom. So the Gossip Stones will give you a lot of hints toward other Relics of Hyrule items. So that is the main and most important thing to get from the Freezing Caves, is the Mask of Truth. There are a lot of hint systems in the mod as it stands, and one of the most potent is the Mask of Truth. But there is still more to see. Here's the Smithy. In the Smithy, we have a few interesting items. We have an anvil, used for functional anvil, and then we have Fighter's Shield, which I'll show you. Got the Fighter's Shield from Link to the Past. We got some firewood. We have the Smith's Journal. I remember when the Royal Architects came, they're in the grotto, they talk about the Ocarina of Time and hiding it. Forgotten Village. The inevitable return of the hero. So it becomes very clear that we're in the underground of Kakariko Village. I keep picking things up that I do not have room for. Okay, I'm not going to pick anything else up. But yeah. Those look really good. Those turned out really well. There's some guaranteed Hylian soldier stuff in this area as well. But yeah, the idea is the Freezing Caves, they're part of Kakariko Village. So we're exploring Kakariko Village at the moment. That's a dead end. So let's head back up. There's the the Beneath the Well. And there's the Link Between Worlds right there. I still need to cover up that little lip. That just never looks good. I need to cover that up. We continue this way. There's this area. I feel like I'm like at a half pipe or something. And then here is House of the Dead. House of the Dead contains a lot of ruined books, which is really useful. And we have some more Hylian armor. We have Skinner Reeded. We have a burial mask. So the idea is that the burial masks are things that they buried people in. And so Redeads are reanimated corpses. We have another Armos Dagger. So that's already 2. You can make a +1 just from the Freezing Caves. We have a bed. And then we have a lot of ruined books. And some gravestones which don't have anything on them. I might make one of these have something on them. That would be kind of a fun Easter egg. But there's also a usable alchemy lab. That's pretty much it. There's not much else to see in here there's that armor. There's the skin of free dead rupees, which are weightless, so I'll take those. Okay, that's the House of the Dead. Okay, let's continue on. Now we have the main chamber, which may look familiar. I deliberately made one area of the mod look like this, just to imply some things. Once we enter, we come over here, and we can find Yeti glass armor. Really good stuff. Enchanted. Very nice looking. Originally, you could find all of the glass armor in this area, and it was a little overpowered. We got a giant wallet over here, so I have since moved all the glass armor to other places. And we have the general store. General store, we have Forgotten War Axe, we have a Hylian Shield, we have a Forgotten Broadsword. We have a Icicle that I need to move. We have rupees. And then over here we have a +2 Forgotten Battle Axe, which is really good. But that's pretty much it here. The rest of it has been caved in. And we have right here, they have come. They have come, they are here. I saw their lights from the mountains. I saw them come. Kakariko Village is dead. All Hyrule is dead. We remain in the mountains. And I have seen them come to Hyrule. They watch. All they do is watch. They look, they search, they watch. I want to approach them. I want to see what they do. They are still in Kakariko. I'm going to go down and see them. They do nothing. They don't seem to know I'm here. I see them carry books and strange silver rods that look like handles of weapons. I do not want to see what they do if I attack them. But I want to see what is in that metal cube of theirs. They emerge from it and disappear into it. It glows with a brilliant light, even at night. They are still here. How long will they be here? I'm going to their cube tonight. And that's it. Ooh, spoopy. Got another wallet. And then up here, this is the soldier's house, which is locked. I know how to lockpick. Leave me alone. See, I know how to lockpick. Oh my gosh, really? Is it seriously this? What the heck? Alright. Alright, soldier's house. Not much to see here. I'm just going to say that about every single house. There is some... There was gear here, but I got rid of it. We have the soldier's journal. Came to Kakariko Village, hoping people still lived here. The ground mows. An old woman said that Hyrule is dying. The hero did not come. The goddesses abandoned us, and Hyrule is dying. Yeah, there were no more heroes or cowards, only death. Very cheerful. And that's pretty much the only thing that's in this area. That's basically what the Freezing Caves is all about. It's just sort of a general, like, melancholy... I don't know why it does that. When you leave this, it always points me down. It's just sort of melancholy, like, what happened at the end of Hyrule. Oh, look, here's another Gossip Stone. With potent light essence and Nehru's blessing, Nehru's ward can propagate into physical form. Okay. I believe there's one more, which is that one. House. And this one has another journal. It's pretty well caved in. But we have wallet, we have Deku Nuts. They're trying to burn furniture. And then finally we have the child's journal. Mama said we can't go to castle. Nobody goes to castle. Man came to the house today. Now he lives with us. He used to live in a castle town. So he lived in Lon Lon Ranch with a nice lady there, but bad men came looking for horses, so he and the lady escaped. I hope she's okay. So, I mean, that implies Malin... Oh, look. Giant wallet. Ooh, purple kinstone. Okay. Okay, let's continue on our merry way. There's still more to see. Right here, we have House of the Dead. Oh, wait, that's the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Gotta go this way. So we have this right here where we found they have come. We have the general store. This is the way to progress. There's not much left. First things first, right here. So we have this one that leads to Kakariko Chapel. And then there's this offshoot little cave here that has a lovely sack. Inside the lovely sack, we have the Miracle Medicine, which restores 1 point of health, and a winning ticket. Your numbers are 1, 9, 86, 20, 90, 42. If these numbers match those randomly selected during the lottery drawing, you may win one of the prizes listed on the back of this ticket. Expires 16 of Last Siege, 4th Era 201. Lottery drew 1986, 20, 90, 42. For some reason, I can't turn the page to the back. But 17th of Last Seed is when the game starts. And also, it's interesting that there's a note in the Freezing Caves that says 4th Era 201. So that's relatively recent, which is odd. These are actually references to Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love, I believe it's called. Very few joke items. Kakariko Chapel. This place is super important. Ooh, pardon that. We have the offering box, which doesn't really do anything, but inside there's a Moon's Tear and a Peace of Mind. And then we have the prayer book, prayers to Din, Nehru, and Ferror. And if you activate one of these, you do not have the Courage or Wisdom. That's not really accurate. Or maybe it is. Yeah, I guess it is at this point. If you have fragments, like charred fragments, tarnished shards, then Ferror, Din, and Nehru will react. And that's what these are. Like, if you have fragments, then you can reform the Triforce, which that's its own video. You can see that there's slightly different colors. You can see Nehru's statue is a light blue, Din is sort of a pink, and Ferror is green-ish. At some point I want to redesign these, because these are actually the Greek goddess Hebe, Hebe's kids. They've worked for what I needed them to be, but the fact is this is a Greek goddess. And I would love it if I had new models for these. It doesn't have to look like this at all. It would be easier if they had this similar pose so that everything lines up, but I'll take what I can get. I just would love them to be more unique. Okay, and then over here is the fairy fountain. And there's another super crazy important thing in this area where you can get hints. We got the great fairy herself. Look at her go. She's just kind of standing there, living her best life. So, we got the offering box, and inside the offering box we have the Eye of Truth. We have Summon Great Fairy, we have Dispel Fairy, we have the Lens of Truth, we have Great Fairy's Tears. And if you have any fairies in your inventory, any fairy jars, those will release and come here. As you can see, fairy in a jar, white. And also, if you release them in the field by activating them in your inventory, then they'll pop and they'll end up here. If you have a piece of the Triforce, you can actually recruit them. Ooh. Something is definitely wrong, because they don't have any glows. Something's wrong with these textures. Something tells me they're not being loaded correctly. Like, they're not being referenced right. That's okay. I'll see about fixing that. It's probably just my installation of the game. And then over here we have the bold chest, and inside is the Fierce Deity's boots. And actually, you know what? I forgot something. The Lens of Truth. I was going to explain the Lens of Truth. That can be its own video, but if you have the Lens of Truth, you have the Eye of Truth, then you can do this, and it'll give you hints like that. And this actually activates... Ooh, that's a new one. This activates Great Fairy's Tears that you can't normally get unless you actually look for it. I think that sound must have been updated recently, because that's not what it used to sound like. You can also take the Lens of Truth and convert it into a shield, and it functions about the same way. Although it doesn't seem to be activating this one. I like that sound. Wow, that's a... Okay, I'm going to stop playing with that. It seems a shield Lens of Truth. I might need to fiddle with the script, because it's supposed to activate everything. Wow. Okay, I'll stop playing with that. Stop playing with that. We're almost done with the freezing caves. This door leads to Kakariko Village. That's its own video, but there is one more area to visit, and that's the mayor's house. And then the next time I will explore Kakariko Village. Okay, so let's check out the mayor's house. That's over here. Here it is. Mayor's house. There's some stuff here. It's not quite as interesting as Kakariko Chapel. But we have more torches in this barrel. We have more weird lighting issues because something's going horribly wrong with my installation. We have a wardrobe which requires a key. We have a strong box that has nothing in it. Torn note from Mayor. My love, I fear that our time together is coming to an end. I have put what little we have left in this box for you to have. There's nothing in there. And then, this is a grisly image. We have the blade of Kakariko speared into a blood-stained bed. So the implication here is something happened. This is tilted, that weapon rack. But the fact that this is embedded in the pillow so deeply and there's blood means that it couldn't have just fallen. So maybe the person here was murdered, or maybe they were undead. But anyway, there's a wardrobe key underneath, and there's a safe that we're going to unlock with our expert skill. Ooh, look at that. First try. And inside we have some random stuff. Got a blue roop. We got a copper moonstone circ. We got a flawless garn and some iron ing. That's random stuff right there. And then over here is the wardrobe. No lions or witches. Inside there is Hylian Ikana armor, which is a really good find. Immunity to magic, but it reduces your regeneration a bit. Okay. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put that on. And we're going to put what I had on inside. There we go. Look at me. Look at me go. Okay. Oh. Gotta put some other crap in there. That is it for the... That's it for the Freezing Caves. Join me in the future. I will talk about the Kakariko Village. And we'll talk about some other things with the Relics of Hyrule video guide. Things are progressing. We're getting through the main sort of storyline of the mod. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.